Yes, I believe there's always a lot of work to do. We are nowhere near being an equal society in a lot of ways. The Dress Code Project is an alliance of safer space hair salons where the people that work there have committed to creating safer spaces for the clientele in the LGBTQ2S communities. When we created the Dress Code Project and Safer Space Salons for the community, we realized that there was a gap in between that of people that are a little bit more marginalized within the queer community that couldn't really afford to go to salons, and we wanted to make sure they were not missing out on getting gender-affirming haircuts. So we decided to create the Gender-Free Haircut Club, where youth under 29 years old can come and they can get haircuts for free, and all of the stylists will volunteer their time for free, and they will provide the space for free. There's absolutely no money exchanged, and so far we have done them in Canada, in the United States, in Australia, and now here today for the very first time in Europe, in Milan at Blanche Salon. Exactly, because just referring to men's cuts and women's cuts is exclusive to any other human being who does not identify as a man or a woman. And we need to be more inclusive because we know that this world needs that right now, especially this communities. It's time for us to make sure that we're charging on the basis of timing or length of the hair, but not the gender of the hair, because there are women with really short hair and there are men that have really long hair, and we need to be reminded that we should be charging equal pricing. Hair has everything to do with someone's gender expression, just like makeup or clothing or shoes or accessories. Hair is another accessory of someone's, of the way they want the world to see them. And so, for example, for a transgender woman, whether their hair is long and flowing and a lot of volume, or whether it's short, it's about the choice that they make. But for us, we need to recognize that, hair really has no gender and there are no boundaries to it. Regardless of how you identify, you should be able to choose to be able to wear the hair that you want, and no one else can tell you any different. I think everyone gets very nervous when we talk about having, someone who identifies as transgender or gender nonconforming or non-binary sitting in their chair, and all we have to recognize at the very bottom of this is that they're human beings, and they just need to be treated like that. They want good hair just as much as anyone else does, and what we teach them here is to not use gender and to refer to hair and hair texture and the characteristics of hair, and how to use the language, how to understand pronouns, and how to remember that if you can't remember the pronouns, to just call someone by their name, and how to remember to have small talk with them like you would with anyone else, so that within that client will start to feel comfortable and reveal a little bit more about themselves. And all this is doing is helping you give them, as a hairstylist, the hair that they want. Yes, of course. Everyone has hair. So, of course, everyone can identify with hair. We're starting in the hair industry because I'm a hairstylist, and that was the experience that I had. But this can transcend into almost any industry all over the world. I mean, really, at a very basic level, if as hairstylists we can be inclusive and accepting, then why can't anyone else? It's so easy to do. And it's on such a basic human level that, this can absolutely spread throughout so that everyone can understand that there's no need to, have hatred towards anyone, and just allow people to be who they are. Yes, I believe there's always a lot of work to do. We are nowhere near being an equal society in a lot of ways. Women still are not equal to men in the workplace. It's still in some salons that cost a woman, regardless of how long her or short her haircut is, it costs her more to get a haircut than a man. In terms of the LGBTQ communities, we are accepted because it's the right thing to do. But when you take it to the level of your day-to-day life, there's still so much discrimination, and there's still so much homophobia and transphobia. And it's something that we need to overcome as a society, because we can be better than that.